Reality may become unstable. Time will dissolve. Gravity is now optional. Enjoy the ride. See you on the other side.
Good evening. Welcome to the Sulk stream. I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys had a good Tuesday. Tuesday. Who gives a shit? So we're talking about Shoe Nice. Shoe Nice. If I could say his name correctly, he's let's call him a YouTube sensation, a phenomenon. I don't know. He damn near drank himself to death. So we're gonna be watching that. We're gonna be watching the whole thing. So it should be fun. It should be interesting. And yeah, we're gonna watch people go downhill. What's more fun than that? I imagine that's why you watch the Sulk stream, right? You're like, oh my God, what is John doing now? Oh, he's doing worse again. Who could have thought? Who could have imagined that to be the case? That John is actually doing worse than he was yesterday in just a slow downward gradient. It's amazing to watch. It's titillating television. Is that what we're all here for? I'm fine if it is. Don't worry. I mean, you can call me gay or slurs or whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a shit. Do what you want. Do whatever you want. I don't care. So that's what we're going to do. A man that went from YouTube success by drinking enormous amounts of liquor and odds and ends, worms, large amounts of salt, pool table chalk, I don't know. Just various items. Into somehow, not having his shit together. Who would have thought? Who would have actually thought about that? It's amazing. So get comfy, get cozy, grab yourself a nice bottle, like a handle of vodka, and slam that bitch. This is not medical advice. Don't do that. If you're working, keep working. If you are driving, drive home safely. That is advice. Drive home safely. Hit the like button. Hit the subscribe button. Help me out on Ko-Fi. Or don't. I don't fucking care. I'm the Incredible Sulk. This is a Sulk stream. This is called Shoe Nice from YouTube legend, the homeless alcoholic. So it should be fun. Enjoy.
Since Chris had already developed a drinking habit of his own, as he was regularly getting blackout drunk as early as 8th grade. He also engaged in other unsavory activities.
I didn't even start at the beginning. Let me start at the beginning.
Shoe Nice became famous for eating things you're not supposed to. But while others turned their viral videos into careers as content creators, he ended up divorced.
Either way, can you have your mom start the divorce proceedings?
Homeless.
So it's going good. It's going good so far with him. That's awesome.
Because I'm sleeping out on the side of a fucking mall.
Alcoholic and downright insane.
Where you at, OG Geezer? I know you drive this highway.
To make
Jump! Jump!
matters worse, ever since he blew up,
I'd think about it. I would. No, not like I would do it. I'd think about it. Like, come on, you guys never thought about it. You've never been to a high ledge or like a very tall building with or like a very precarious cliff, and then just be like, I could do that, and all the pain and suffering in my life would be over. It would just end right there. You don't do it. It's that mysterious call of the void. It's not like you're listening, but it's there. It's there. I'm joking. I've never had it.
He was plagued with accusations of lying, scamming, and much worse.
Anyone that knows simple math knows that puts the girl at about 14, 15 years old when she met Chris and had this relationship with him.
But just how did he fall this far? Shoe Nice's real name is Christopher.
Really?
For Shoe, and we only know who he was before his online presence through his own retellings. According to him, his parents separated when he was a child, and he grew up with 2 brothers and his mom in a 1-bedroom place, as she unfortunately...
What is a Shoe Nice? It's just a thing. It's some dark creature from the underworld who likes to eat stuff for money. It's like a frozen Asian, only sadder, if you can imagine it. Can you imagine a frozen Asian that's actually sadder, that's more depressed?
A drinking problem, the kids became increasingly rowdy, spray painting people's houses, and getting up to antics that got them kicked out of many of the apartments they stayed in. Even at this point, Chris already had the ability to eat unusual things, from grass to...
I have the ability to eat unusual things. I think that's I wouldn't call that an ability. Doing a backflip is an ability. Playing the guitar is an ability. Speaking a second language is an ability. Eating random shit you find is not an ability. In fact, it's seen as a medical disorder. A lot of pregnant moms in Africa suffer from something called pica, which is where they eat like clay and sand and stuff because they're so mineral deficient. But he just likes eating crickets just to see, just to watch people. Hey, watch this. I'm going to eat that. No. That's attention-seeking behavior, and it's not healthy. No attention-seeking behavior is healthy, but this is biologically unhealthy on top of psychologically unhealthy.
To pebbles, to eating cake ingredients during his home economics class. This became such
I know, that is sad. Isn't that sad? A frozen Asian character, but he's white, and he's actually... He's sadder. He's sadder than that, dude. He's just sadder than that.
Phenomenon that the teachers knew that Chris's group projects never got finished because they ran out of supplies before they could do their work. And eventually, his mother's drinking habit got so...
Oh, way over here. I'm just going to poke in. Yeah. Like Buster from Arrested Development. I'm just... This is how I act when Jess has people over. She's like, honey, come out and meet our guests. I'm like... Yeah, he's really nice when you get to know him. I don't say anything. I don't say anything. I just kind of like imagine this is the door, and I just slowly close it. Right? I don't want to deal with you. I don't want to meet you, Jess friend.
So bad that she was regularly blacking out and not being able to feed Chris and his brothers. At which point their father took the...
Black women love eating dirt, chalk, and mattress foam, and yeah. I've seen those episodes. They're weird. I don't know why. But yeah, that seems to be a thing. And there's a lot of things about black culture that I simply cannot explain. And eating mattress foam is one of them. And that's like the least of it's the least of my worries. When it comes to black culture, there's a lot more concerning aspects of the culture that I'd be like, maybe they shouldn't do that. Maybe this is unhealthy for them and the rest of us. But like, if they want to eat mattress foam and like little bits of like nickels and shit like that, I would be like, okay, that's quirky, but it's not inherently dangerous. It's not inherently dangerous, and they're not locking toothpaste behind the wall in the fucking Walgreens because somebody's eating toothpaste or eating whatever, nickels. You know, if they want to do that, that's fine. That is the least of my worries. It's the stealing that's the problem.
The men.
You know, my father eventually came and got us, and
Hey, what's up? Base Barrel Bomb. Thank you for the $15. I appreciate that. Did you thanks, bro. $15.
This might have been a little
Base Barrel Bomb.
late since Chris had already developed a drinking habit of his own, as he was regularly getting blackout drunk as early as 8th grade. He also engaged in other unsavory activities that are not related to drinking.
You would charge the neighborhood kids to watch your dad bang your stepmom.
Stepmother, she was Russian.
Yeah.
Good
Locals.
people.
Good
Those locals, thank you.
people. How much money did you make in that racket?
I don't know. I was in 8th grade.
Let me just tape this to my chin. What am I doing? What am I doing with my setup and my wires and shit like that I'm sick of? I need to get a new mic arm. I really do. Not this that this is bad. It's just a little messy. You see? I know you can see them. I don't know why I'm like displaying them like a fucking magician's assistant. They're right there. They're not hard to see. But like I need something more enclosed. But mic arms are expensive. They're like $200.
Right. And did you ever
I saw it's Rob. Thank you. Rob fell.
beat off watching that?
Never.
Appreciate
No.
that.
It's one thing selling tickets to the neighbors' kids, but damn, it's your dad's dick, bro. Doesn't sound good.
But surprisingly, this wasn't the worst thing he engaged in during this time. In a later video, he confesses to having stolen money from his dad multiple times, as well as stealing his car. Last but not least,
Good. Who cares? He should steal. Like, I bet his dad is kind of a dickhead. I bet his dad is a complete dickhead. So, and his dad probably would drink it away anyway, so what's it matter?
he retells one fateful instance in which the private school he was attending was holding some kind of party, during which he spikes the punch bowl with his own piss
Poisoning people is not okay. With piss?
and joyfully watched as everyone
Oh, you would get your ass beat. Oh, you would get your ass beat. Oh, I'd beat your ass. Oh my God.
at the school unknowingly drank his piss.
Oh my God, I beat your ass so hard.
From 90-year-old nuns to the little kids. Despite how clearly dark this time was, Chris has a very positive outlook on this part of his life, proudly remarking that he was voted the class clown in 2 different high schools. He even mentioned his class clown.
I know, what a fucking asshole. I think this guy is just, you know, I don't want to like, I don't like how society these days is like diagnosing everything as some sort of disorder. Sometimes people are just assholes. He might have like antisocial personality disorder or some DSM-5 bullshit. Sure, of course. But that doesn't mean he's not a fucking prick. Sometimes people could just be assholes. Sometimes people could just be completely unfair, unrealistic, unsure assholes. And that's just how they go about life. And they don't think anything's wrong with what they are or what they're doing or anything like that. That is just them. I mean, that's not okay. It is what it is. But like we used to string these people up and dance. We would dance around their hanging bodies and stuff like that. There'd be picnic tables and people would be drinking cider and shit like that, like the goddamn Shire. It was a good time. It was a good time. Now people are too stupid to go to jail. People are too stupid to go to jail. And everything is some sort of diagnosed condition. I hate it. I hate it here. I really, really do. I hate it here. It sucks. It's just like... Maybe it doesn't suck. Maybe it's just the amount of information that I receive on a day-to-day basis. Maybe that's it. Maybe my brain isn't designed to handle the copious amounts of information that it's constantly ingesting all day long. That's on me. I should go outside and put my feet in the grass and like look at birds and shit. I'm not doing that. That's boring. And there's stuff. And then it's just worse. Oh my God, it's worse. It's like, you know how when you're driving down the highway and then you see an accident and you pull over, or you don't pull over, but you slow down, you rubberneck, right? You're like, oh my God, that's bad. I hope they're okay. Modern society is a highway filled with accidents for miles. For miles and miles and miles. And they all different cars, and some of the cars are gay, and the other cars are retarded and stuff like that. And they all have their story, right? And the guy that got in that car accident, he's like, let me tell you how this car got here. Anyways, hey, where are you going? And then it's just one after another. And then you're like, this is fucking awful. Why do I keep going? Because you think the next one might actually be interesting. Usually it's not. It's not. It's all boring. It's all fucking boring. It's just too much. And so people resort to the bottle or smoking pot all day, which I 100% understand. And I do not judge you for the least bit. Oh my God, I get it. Life is uncomfortable. And it kind of sucks. Everything's expensive. Everything is bad news. Everything coming down the pipeline is wrong in some way. You got AI. You got fucking economics. Like, oh, the economy is about to explode. And it probably is. You know, I would be surprised if it went on like this for another few years even. I would be surprised. But, you know, and then they have, oh, check out, we gave this robot guns, and it's actually surprisingly capable with them. Oh, good. I always wanted a dog robot with a gun strapped to its back. I was like, what am I missing? What am I missing in this world? Oh, yeah. Hunting robots. Robots that hunt people. Because it's not like they're hunting game. What do you have an AK-47 strapped to your back for besides hunting people? So we have to look forward to that. And then, you know, the only way to fight it's going to be a gigantic EMP. Cool, I guess. That's fine. So we all going back to the Stone Age. We're all going right back. It's not like we're going back to the 50s because they still had electricity and shit. We're going way back where you shit in a hole. Or we all die. Either way, I can't care anymore. I can't.
Found status on his LinkedIn listing wrestling and women as his high school pastimes. Despite his
Truther says we will all be dead by 2030. That's a fact. Good. I have kids. In 2030, they're going to be still kids. They're going to be little kids still. I can't have that. So I got to do what I can to make sure that they survive. Right? And whatever that takes, it might take some doing. Most people will be dead. Probably everybody in this chat, barring my wife, as long as she behaves herself, will be dead. And so the Sulk stream might be going. I don't know, maybe not. I mean, you guys are all dead. What is there to do? I'm just kidding. I mean, not about you guys being dead. That's probably definitely going to happen. But, like, I'll still be doing the Sulk stream without you. Rest assured, if that's what you are worried about, I'm still going to do the show. Unless I'm ripped apart by robots. Which is fine either way. Again, as I've been saying, whatever.
His fond memories, his late teens saw his alcoholism progress into general drug abuse. Chris took...
I'm the first to die. If I'm the first to die, you've all been dead for weeks. Like that Office, the Dwight Schrute. Like, what if you're dead? If I'm dead, you've been dead for weeks. Oh. Okay, yeah. I won't be the first to die. I'll make sure I'm not the first to die. If I think I'm going to die, I ain't going to be the first.
Every opportunity he had.
I can tell you that. I can tell you I won't be the first. I may be among the first. But first? No, I'm going to be tripping people. I'm going to be sacrificing the elderly. Which I kind of want to do now. Because I've had it with old people. Boomers. I've had it with boomers. Right up to here. I really have had it with them. And, but I'm not even sure they're going to die. They might be the ones that survive, and they might be like, please, don't take us. We're far too rich. Take our children. Do that. Do that. Take our children, because look at them. They're lazy and entitled. But we have all the money, and we're gonna live on the moon. so take, that's their fault. That's their fault, right? They couldn't work a summer job and buy a house. That's all their fault.
Had to use any substance, regardless of what it was. Thankfully, before he could spiral into a more extreme form of addiction, his father noticed it and sent him to rehab. Unfortunately, this didn't work too well, and when he came back, he instantly went back to his substance abuse, prompting his dad to tell him he had to move out.
Party! What is he drinking? What is this? What is this? Hold on, I'll get out of the way. What is that? What is that? What is that shit he's drinking? It looks gross. It looks like it's in a plastic bottle. I might be wrong about that, but it looks banana flavored. I don't know, lemon perhaps.
Out. After a short stint living with his older brother.
Slam! What is that? What is that?
And working as a roofer, Chris had to return to high school, meaning he had to stay with his mom. He described this period of his life as particularly dangerous since the school he went to was rife with gang activity, to the point that the
Sick. Join a gang, bro.
principal apparently had half of his ear cut off. When he spoke to
I wouldn't be a principal. I wouldn't work in a public school. I wouldn't work in the public sector.
his mom about quitting high school.
Could you imagine if this show was publicly, like a public, somehow, like PBS? I'm sure I wouldn't be picked up. I wouldn't be renewed. There's no way. There's no way.
School. He had no problem with it, on the condition that he enlisted in the army, which he promptly did. Chris was deployed to Kuwait in 1991 and worked in the food supply chain, during which time he retells a story about having saved 2 little kids who were stuck in a dune by feeding them ravioli. If this is true, I'd say this partially redeems the punch bowl incident.
He may have fed some kids raviolis, but I doubt they were going to die if they didn't get ravioli right then.
Partially, though. He also claims this gave him his long-standing objective of ending world hunger, which is an interesting backstory for a guy who became famous for eating insane things. In another retelling of his time in the army, he claims to have worked plumbing, which according to him is the U.S. Army's name for...
Here's the thing about ending world hunger. So like with like UNICEF and stuff that drops like rice on Africa, and then, you know, oh, now we have enough to make like 10 more Africans. No. That's the problem. That's who's starving is you guys, because every time food drops out of the sky, you just multiply. You got to stop doing that, because then we have to drop more food. And then we're just getting bled dry. And then it's like, that's okay. We'll just ship them straight to the source in America. And we'll ship them right to America. They can start up a Leering Center, and they'll be fine. They'll turn into, and there's no way it'll have any negative ramifications on the country whatsoever. So that's how you do it. That's how you end world hunger, is by destroying everybody else on the planet.
Or when you pour diesel into the metal cans where all the soldiers are shitting in, and then lighting them on fire, as Chris himself describes in great detail. But his class clown identity also carried into the army. When it came time to shave his head, he asked the barber to draw a question mark on the top of his head. When his drill sergeant discovered this, Chris was punished by having to eat mystery meat off a tray on the ground. Not that
And he's like, okay.
that he had any real problem with that.
He's like, yeah, all right, fine. I was going to eat it anyway, but now I have an audience. I'm okay with that.
He also claims to have been offered to leave deployment early with a Purple Heart after he fell off a vehicle while loading up
Who's Purple Heart? You just grabbing Purple Hearts?
MREs onto pallets, where he accidentally hit his head. But he refused to accept it so he could stay in the army for longer. On a much darker note, Chris's time in the military was marked by his involvement in a very tragic accident.
I was driving up into the thing, and I had ran over something that definitely lifted up the side of the truck, and I was like, oh my god. I jump out and there's a soldier laying on the ground, and I'm like, oh my god, dude, I hit you, I can't believe it. And he just, the way his torso was turned, I knew it was just a matter of time. And he was...
What was it, a sniper laying in the middle of the dirt road? Is that you're just, he was camouflaged, but I don't believe you.
It's just like, no, you weren't the one that hit me. You were the second one that hit me. And I'm like, oh my God, dude, I'm so sorry.
You're the second car. You're the second truck. No, I don't think so. After you get hit by one truck, usually you either one, learn your lesson, or two, die. But it's usually number two. It's usually the second option. You're going to die. A truck, especially those trucks in the military, they're very heavy. They're crushing. They're going to crush the whole thing. You're going to die. What are you talking? Oh, I'm just sitting out here getting hit by trucks and stuff like that, and I'm like, maybe I should move. Maybe I shouldn't lay under this ghillie suit on the middle of the fucking road.
Sorry, so there's no like radio communication. I just started screaming help. We're in the
middle. He was on Tosh.0. And that show was kind of dumb. I used to like it when I was younger, but I'm like, now I remember. Daniel Tosh, he's kind of a fucking retard.
Of the sandstorm. I'm talking like right now, but he was screaming at me. I was screaming at him. Blood was coming out of the mouth. And the last thing he said was, can you just tell somebody in my platoon, tell my wife and kids that I love them? And I said, no problem, bro, no problem. I got up and I just ran.
And he got up and he backed on, right? And then threw it into forward, right? Because why would he deliver a message if the guy could do it himself? He's like, no, I got an important job to do. After I squished that sniper.
And ran to the tent, got a MASH unit out there, threw him in the Humvee. They brought him. I didn't even find out for a couple days that he had died, but I had a mission to do.
Immediately after retelling this grim incident, he reveals he actually forgot about what the dying soldier had asked him to do. And instead of delivering the message to the...
Yeah, I was going to do it, but I forgot. I know it was your dying wish and all, but I totally forgot I ran you over. I was like, oh yeah. Somebody reminded me. Somebody came up to me and they're all like, hey, Mr. Nice. I think his actual name is Mr. Shoe. Hey, Mr. Shoe, that sniper you ran over actually died. And he's like, what? Oh, yeah, right. No. The blanket in the middle of the road. I forgot all about that. Come to think of it, I think he told me to do something. I can't remember. Oh, well. You want me to see me eat some of these bullets? I can eat like a bunch of them. I can eat a bunch of them. It's going to hurt. I'm going to bleed a lot, but how much would you give me? How much would you give me if I ate like 50 bullets right now? You should be ejected from the army immediately. Immediately.
The man's wife, when Chris came home, he traveled around and blew all of his money in Vegas. It was...
Tosh's stand-up was mid as fuck. Are you kidding me? A lot of people like trash on Joe Rogan not be funny. Daniel Tosh is not funny. Daniel Tosh is not funny.
Only 3 months later that he went through his belongings from his time in the army and found the paper he'd written her address on and remembered what he was supposed to do. But at that point, he had already spent all of his money and couldn't afford to travel to where the man's wife lived, so he just wrote her a letter instead.
Okay, that's good enough. Did he use the soldier's blood?
But before we go any further,
no.
Our word...
Passing mention of once having fought off 20 police officers. While there's very little information about this.
Sure, this is just that guy that has wild stories. And he was all like, yeah, I killed a platoon of these narco-terrorists and escaped. I was a prisoner and then I, saved an orphanage. And then you're like, will you shut up? Will you just shut up? Like, you're at the bar, you're trying to get a drink, right? And this guy's telling you not like the most nonsense you've ever heard in your entire life. And then you will like, will you shut up? Sometimes I like to listen. Sometimes I'm like, obviously I don't believe you. You're insane. You're an insane person. But like, I'll listen. I'll be like, what can this guy come up with? Usually it's pretty boring. Because if somebody has to make up stories to make themselves interesting, they're probably not very good at making up stories. If they were good at making up stories, they would have a job doing it and actually have an interesting life. He'd be like, yeah, I met Bill Cosby. I sold him roofies. I sold him those roofies. I knew what he was doing the whole time. It was fucking funny. We all laughed. Yeah, but you don't do that because you don't have an interesting life. So you have to make up these fake stories. I'm going to talk to the Cosby drug dealer guy. I'd be like, how'd you get involved with that? And he's like, well, you know, I was a sitcom writer back in the 80s and shit like that. Yada, yada, yada. He's doing life.
It's online. A lawsuit dating back to 1993 describes two police
I'm like, cool, all right.
officers being called to a party to break up a fight between two men. One of these men, identified as Christopher Shue, is said to have attacked a police officer and put him in a chokehold until the other cop struck him with a baton. This incident happened in one of the cities Shoenice is known to have lived in, and given his history of being a rowdy drunk guy, and his later claims to have served...
No, he's a boring drunk. He's not a rowdy drunk. He's a boring drunk. There's a difference. There's lots of different types of drunks. There's lovey drunks. Those are the optimal drunk. If like you get somebody who is like, you know, so happy to see you, like, oh man, how you doing? Ah, you're a legend. Haha. Those are the optimal drunks. Those are fun drunks, right? But like if you get like the fighter drunk, you don't want to hang out with the fighter drunk. You don't want to hang out with the fighter drunk. A rowdy drunk is somebody like let's go set a car on fire. No, you crazy asshole. No. No, no, no. No, 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 no. You don't want to hang out with that kind either. Most people, when they're drunk, are pretty fun. But there are a handful of people out there that are not fun when they're drunk. They're just fucking not cool to hang around. And so you don't hang around those people. There's people that are like stone cold hardcore alcoholics. And sometimes those people are okay. But a lot of times they're also not, because they're deep alcoholics. Like your drunk uncle at Christmas that, like, you know, drank his dinner alcoholic. Those are generally kind of annoying. Those people are pretty annoying because, like, okay, you're blasted. Get drunk. Trust me. I am not here to be like, don't get drunk. You know me. Daddy likes a drink. Daddy likes to have a drink for sure. Oh, he does. Oh, he loves it. He loves the warm feeling inside. But like, oh, the sense of comfort that I get from alcohol is top notch. It is top notch. I'm like, look at that. My worries and my anxieties and my, I don't know, my tics, all the problems, they're just kind of gone, right? They'll be back tomorrow with vengeance, but they're gone for now. But somebody who's like constantly fucking hammered like that is a fucking problem. It's a fucking issue. And you're like, shut up. I am so sick of your goddamn alcoholism. You really have to be a drunk for that. Not like once in a while he'll get shithoused. That's kind of funny. No, the person who gets absolutely bonkers fucking drunk when they're like 50 every single night. Then you're like, what are you doing? Why are you doing that? Why are you doing that? I know why, because it's he's probably addicted to alcohol. Thank you, Pessy, for the raid. But yeah, I find those people annoying. I don't like cokeheads, hardcore alcoholics, medium core alcoholics are probably fine. Other various people like that, they just generally annoy me.
Time for fighting cops, it's not hard to believe that this is the same guy. Regardless of all this craziness in his earlier life, it seems he did.
We were watching Brady Family Hour over at Pessy's. What is Brady Family Hour? The Brady Bunch? Is that what you're saying?
Settled down a few years after returning to the U.S. as he became a family man, getting married and having a son. Fast forward a few years.
Jess says, the dude wasted on Christmas, my uncle Elmo. I wasn't going to say Jess's uncle, but yeah, Jess's uncle. Jess's uncle is a virulent alcoholic. Like, it is fucking annoying. It's like, Jesus Christ, dude. Like, my kids are here. It's Christmas Eve and Christmas Day. And, like, we're, like, trying to open presents, and you're slurring. It's 10 a.m. He wakes up and he fucking puts booze in his coffee. Yo, give it a rest for an afternoon. Just like, I'm surprised that guy's still alive, Jess. I'm surprised your uncle's still alive. I have never seen somebody drink like that. That is an alcoholic. He's a hardcore alcoholic. And he's fucking doesn't shut up when he's hammered. I'm like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then your whole family just puts up with it. I'll have a drink at Christmas. I will. But like when the sun goes down, and it's the middle of winter, so it goes down at like 4 p.m. So it's not like you have to wait all that long. It's 10 p.m. Why won't the sun go down? No, you're just like, okay, it's Chris. But he's like, I'm getting up and I'm going to make sure I am too drunk to drive by the time I get out of bed.
Years 2008, and his now 8-year-old son.
Is he a dick though? I don't know. I don't know, because I've known him for several years now, and I have only seen him shithoused drunk for years. Like, I don't even know. Okay, like, always drunk, always completely schnackered, hammered, like. So I don't know what he's like. I don't know what he's like. I know he's annoying when he's fucking drunk. He's not a dick. He's not violent or anything like that. He's just kind of fucking annoying. You have to like, he's burdensome. How about that?
Made an account for him on YouTube. Chris stayed inactive for 2 years until December 2010.
So he's a nice drunk? What's the problem? Well, he's not exactly nice. He's just a drunk. He's a quiet drunk. Until he has too much, then he gets real philosophical. But the entire time, he is fucking schnacked. He's destroyed. Like, hobbling, tripping over shit drunk. Walking to walls drunk. Like, it wouldn't be a problem. It really wouldn't if it was like, he was somewhat engaged and wasn't just zombified by alcohol the entire time. But like, for years? For like 50 years, you've been like this bad of a drunk.
When he decided to act on his love for comedy by dropping this gem of a video.
Our family
just says, bro, it's hammered like on the verge of passing out constantly while trying to hold a conversation. LMO. Yeah, so if he starts to talk to you, you just can't. You just have to walk away. And it's just, it's not embarrassing because everybody there is family. So it's like, it is what it is. It's just, Uncle Dewey. He's just fucking hammered. But it's just like, it's like all the time. It is all the time. All the time. Every day. All day. All the time. It's like, how much are you spending on booze? How much do you spend on booze? Like a lot? Probably not. It's probably very cheap liquor.
Tree shaped like a marijuana leaf. When my dad wanted us to learn how to read when we were little, he got us hooked on chronics.
If this seems more like an amateur...
Oh. Boo. I'm sorry. That's not... Maybe I just don't have a sense of humor. I'm sure you guys have all noticed that I just simply have no funny bone in my body. I've tried to make jokes myself, but they just fall flat time after time after time. So I would be so lucky to make the hooked on chronics joke. But I can't say I found that funny. I found that cringy, cringe-inducing, cringe-worthy. And hypothetically, if I were this man's friend, which obviously I value my personal time far too much to be somebody like this' friend. But hypothetically, if I were, I'd be like, shut the fuck up, you goddamn retard. and then I would slap him on the tummy as hard as I could. So it leaves a handprint. So it leaves a red handprint.
Stand-up routine instead of a typical YouTube video, it's because that's exactly what it is. On LinkedIn, he says he worked as a stand-up comedian for 5 years. I also have to point out here that his jokes about weed aren't just for the sake of comedy.
Is there Miami MILF in my chat? Is it one of those? Is it turning into fucking that? This isn't the Rainforest Cafe MILF, all right? We don't have porridge and warm tomato soup for you here, okay? This is for the cool kids. This is not a retirement home.
But instead, it was a recurring obsession of his.
Hello, Miami MILF. I'm glad you're here.
According to Chris, marijuana is the way.
And you saw, I was in Tokyo, and I specifically went to the Rainforest Cafe because I thought of you. And I was all like, I'm doing this one for MILF. And then Jess was like, no, I don't want to go to the Rainforest Cafe. And I'm like, Jessica, we're going to the Rainforest Cafe. She's like, no. And I'm like, Jessica, we're going to the Rainforest Cafe. And then she's like, fine. And I'm like, yeah. And we went. And I tagged you. So I thought about you, MILF, when I was in Japan. So feel honored by that.
He treated as Crohn's disease. Unfortunately, due to Chris's lack of tact and familiarity with what kind of content really...
Like, what the fuck? I'm just over here minding my business. It's not how the Sulk stream works. It's not at all how the Sulk stream works. You think I want to sit down and be called gay 6,000 times? I don't. Usually. Not unless I'm getting paid for it, which is rare. Which is never. I mean, it happens once in a while. We deal with the cards we're dealt. We live the life we were meant to live. All right. So that's deal with it.
Worked on YouTube, his channel didn't immediately take off, and it went completely unnoticed for a few years. During this period, Chris got some recognition not for his videos, but for having chained himself to a fountain.
MILF says, it was awesome, thank you, I might have to go to Japan just for that. Well, not that Rainforest Cafe, because I gave them your picture and told them that you're not good to pay. You bounce checks and stuff like that, so I doubt they're going to let you in.
During a protest in 2011. This protest was over the cancellation of Fountain Day.
Sorry for ruining your reputation in Japan.
Traditional celebration of the university. Chris was enrolled.
But I ruined mine too, so it's okay. Neither of us can go back to the Rainforest Cafe. They didn't tell me I couldn't ride the gorilla.
Enrolled in at the time to study sociology. There are plenty of videos.
Gulag says you're gay for free. See?
Because of this incident due to how unusual it was, especially since it looked like Chris was the only person protesting, while the rest of the people there were just looking at him in awe. In one of the interviews he did during this time, without any prompt from the interviewer, he started talking about how he wasn't doing this to promote himself, since he had already published a book and was about to go on a comedy tour, neither of which I was able to find.
Dub223 says, Kramer stand-up jokes. You're a bunch of... Meh. I can't... Was that a joke? When Kramer did that, I don't think that was a joke. I think that was frustration with him bombing because he's not a comic. He's not a comedian. Being a comedian is not like being an actor. Being an actor is easy. I assume I'm not an actor, but like you have to think of jokes. Well, you don't really. I don't sit down here and think of jokes. I should. I really should. Maybe my product, which this show is my product. Maybe this product will get a little bit better. I don't have a pen and paper, so already starting off bad. We're already starting off bad. And I don't have any jokes in mind. So, another thing. I don't want to put more effort into this show than I already am. I'm already putting enough effort into this show. And I have. I don't give a fuck what you think. I do put in effort to this show. After I get off of this show, I'm tired. I'm drained. And I'm a little sad. A lot of the time. And when I sit down, and I'm fresh, and I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm also sad doing that. Because I know what's coming.
Anything about. However, as soon as the topic of his YouTube channel came up, he immediately started giving.
Yes, Jessica. I'm sorry I'm bullying MILF, all right? Can't you let me just enjoy my hobbies?
Yeah, you do your thing, babe.
Oh, God. Anyway, she smells like sour cream.
The little audience that had gathered around him, a performative autobiography, almost as if this was the plan all along. Even this early on,
I don't know what she smells like. When I met Miami MILF, it was like late at night, and I had been drinking literally all day long, so I was pretty drunk.
some people were pointing out that
She seemed nice, though.
Chris had a tendency to bend the truth to get his point across. But due to how obscure of a personality he was, it was an uphill battle to expose it. Based on the way he carried himself, this was, without a doubt, a publicity.
Jess, are you reading the chat? Honey. Big B says Jess to give me a hug. And she tries to, but I do this. Like how you hug a kid. I do this. And she's like, give me a real hug. And I'm like, no. She's like, I want to love you. I'm like, no. No, I want to be sulky. I want to sulk. And I have been. I've been sulking quite a bit lately. Never mind you why. I'm just dealing with shit. Just dealing with shit that I don't want to fucking... But there you go. And then I'm like very quiet. And I'm not like mad. Or I'm not filled with rage or anything like that. I'm just quiet. And I sit there and I'm silent. And I'm like deep in thought. And it's like, Jess knows this. She's known me long enough to know the signs and stuff like that. And she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, yes, I'm always okay. And then she's like, that's the cue. That's what you say when you're not okay. That's what you say when you're not okay. And I'm like, I'm fine. Okay. I'm fine. I don't get mad. I don't overtly show sadness or anything like that. I'm just quiet. When I'm dealing with shit, I deal with things internally. I let it fester into a nasty little brain tumor that I hope takes me out. I hope it's not an ulcer, because that would actually be painful. I think a tumor would just make sure so I don't feel hot and cold sensation and I can't smell things anymore. That would be fine. A stomach ulcer, which is probably more likely, is going to rip my insides out. That I don't need. I need a doctor to look at an x-ray and say you have 3 weeks to live. And I'd be like, I had no idea. Doc, come here, Doc. Come on, buddy. That's what I need. I don't need a stomach ulcer, all right? Give me something fucking at least fun and like original something.
Publicity stunt to promote his YouTube channel. In an article written about his protest, it said he brought 2 adult diapers, a bottle of water, and no food, claiming he would stay there for 3 days without eating anything. He also added that he couldn't free himself as he had given the hand.
Gulag says being stoic and gay is very rare. You should be proud. Proud of what? Being stoic or being gay? Because neither of those things are you should be proud about. I mean, being stoic is, you shouldn't be proud to be stoic. You should just be stoic. That's what you should be. Being proud to be stoic is it's the opposite of stoicism. If you're proud to be stoic, you're not stoic, are you? And if you're proud to be gay, you fucking are retarded. That sucks. Why are you proud of that? That's gross. It's what?
Handcuff keys to a friend who would only arrive once the 3 days had elapsed.
Why are you proud to be gross?
Unsurprisingly, he was gone within 1 day, but his goal was actually met since the link to his YouTube channel was featured in the updated article. By 2012, Shoe Nice had officially exploded in popularity. And this is proved by the fact there was a Jaltoid video about him, which at the time meant you were a certified big deal. Do you guys remember when animation
Never heard of that guy. Never heard of a Jaltoid.
Channels were massive,
like an Altoid with a J,
all over YouTube? I kind of miss it a lot. The West has fallen. Anyway, his videos were getting extremely popular, although I can't show a lot of the most popular ones because they'd violate the current terms of service because they technically...
That's gay. Screw YouTube and its terms of service. I don't care. What? 5 people watching YouTube.
Depict dangerous acts. To put it simply, Chris ate things he wasn't supposed to eat, some of which could kill an average person. As his video...
All right, what should I eat? What should I eat? Am I gonna... You guys want to give me money to eat random? I'm not doing that. That's disgusting. I'm not gonna do that.
Has got traction from legacy media outlets like...
Unless you pay me a lot. Unless you
True
pay me a
TV's
lot.
World's Dumbest.
Let's be clear. This is a money-making endeavor. This is technically a business for me. So if you really wanna pay through the nose, then we can talk about something. We can talk about it. We can talk about it.
And Vice Media, thousands of people were now getting to watch this man eat roll.
Yeah, just did a shot at Everclear for $500. That was a mistake. That was a mistake. It was funny. It was really funny. It made for a good show. But oh my God, we're not doing that again.
Rolls of toilet paper, drink rubbing alcohol, eat tampons, and many other...
Don't steal Frozen's bit. I can steal whatever I want from Frozen. I don't... What's he going to do? Be sad about it? Oh, well.
Inedible items that would make pretty much anyone gag. He also took part in an Ask Me Anything on Reddit, where we...
I mean, you can call me Nan King because I make Asians sad. That's a history joke right there.
Get early signs that maybe becoming famous wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. For example, he got called out on his Fountain Day stunt and not only admitted that it was just a stunt for publicity, but also added that the reason he did it was because he wanted to quit university anyway. In a much more concerning development, after a few comments asked about it, Chris confirms that he's no longer with his wife and she had kicked him out of the house. Coinciding with this are accusations that he was scamming his followers on Facebook, asking for money and claiming...
I will scam you guys. If I find a way to scam you, like somebody, if I find a way to scam you, I'm going to be rich. Oh my God. I'm going to take advantage of you like a drunk girl after prom. Oh my God. It'll be so good. It'll be so good. Haven't figured anything out yet.
Claiming he was broke and couldn't afford food, only to quickly renege on
Sulk coin rug pull, yeah. I feel like we're talking about it too much, so it's not going to be a surprise when I rug pull Sulk coin, and we don't even have it up. Probably ever.
Promised to pay them back and boast about having spent all the donated money on alcohol and weed.
Dan Snot already has snot coin. No, that's just you with a handful of change because you're playing like a claw machine and you sneeze into your hand and then keep feeding the claw machine. Or it's probably a slot machine, knowing Dan.
Admitting to never being broke in the first place. This wasn't just covered on Reddit either. A small YouTube account uploaded a video right around the same time showing Chris asking for money on Facebook, suggesting that his wife had somehow gotten control of his finances and that he needed to go to Boston to close out his bank. This same video also pointed out that in recent months, Chris had become belligerent.
Hater. I'm sure that... Why didn't you write it? I feel like you really could have done a better job at that. Like, because the camera turns things around. I think he's... Now, stay with me on this. I think this Mr. Shoe Nice is kind of stupid. I think he might be a kind of stupid human being. I think he's probably not that intelligent. And if we were to get a hold of his army records, that would probably reflect that. That's not public information, is it? No, I doubt it is.
Towards his followers. He had been uploading many videos in which he was...
Flipping the camera image is not that hard. There you go, Goofy Boots. You can do that. You can flip the camera image. You can turn it around. You can do that. There's a setting.
Extremely drunk, which was clear evidence he was going down the same rabbit hole of alcoholism that his mother did. It was clear that his mental state was rapidly deteriorating as a consequence of his drug...
You want to do a FOIA request for Shoe Nice's intelligence exam? His IQ test from the Army? I think that might work, actually.
Use and separation from his
family.
Though we only discover the details of what went on behind the scenes much later, the results are immediately evident. For example, one of Vice's many articles about him during this peak covered his
No, that wouldn't work? Okay, all right.
Masterful rap.
I don't know. I've never filed a FOIA request. You know, if I want information, here's what I do. I think of what makes the most sense and just assume that's true. And then I don't look into it at all. It's worked for me so far, except for all the times that it hasn't. But I kind of don't remember those times. I kind of disregard those. I throw those out of the statistics. And I'm like, yeah, this works like 100% of the time. But I don't count the times it doesn't work, which is most of the time.
Hey everyone, shoe nice again.
Yeah.
Ben eating crazy.
Recommend it. Recommend it. If you don't ever have to go to Wikipedia or anything like that, just make up your own facts. I mean, it's going to be as fake and gay as anything else on the internet, including Wikipedia, might I add. So just make up your own shit. And be like, yeah, that sounds about right. I'm just going to go with that. Forever. I've done that and held on to those ideas for decades. I can't, like, you might be like, hey, John, why is the sky blue? Because, stars break up and they fall into the atmosphere and they spread blue all over the sky. That's not a real one, but it would be something like that. I could see myself believing that as a child and then just growing up with that assertion.
Since I was 10, tampons, pine cones, 6 and rocks, even ate a pair of dirty socks.
One may be inclined to think that this is just funny and not a sign of him slowly going nuts, but believe me, it gets a whole lot worse than an awful rap song. In early 2013, Vice did a proper documentary on him, and it cleared up a few of the rumors that were swirling around online. They talk about his recent bout of intense alcoholism and his strained relationship with his family, where Shunai says that his ex-wife was having a tough time.
You don't think you can get somebody's ASVAB? Can we get your ASVAB, Goofy? Do you have that? Do you have your ASVAB scores? If you don't want to share them, I understand. But I like to see him.
Time handling his newfound YouTube fame, and that he was slowly but surely...
I'm sure... Look, Goofy, you don't seem like a stupid guy. You might seem a little crazy. Like, is there a psychological exam that you took? Can I see that?
Pushed out of the house. Once he realized he was now homeless and
I might not want to see that even more.
No longer able to see his son, he started drinking again after 6 years of sobriety. Soon after the documentary came out, it was also announced that he had been arrested. This supposedly happened.
Okay, the sky's blue because we're 3/4 water. No, it's because Bob Ross painted it blue. These are good theories. These are really good theories. Big B Trucker says my first ASVAB was 55. I don't know what that is. I've never been in the army.
Because an old lady mistakenly identified him as the person who stole something from her car. It's very hard to make out what he says here due to the low volume and poor audio quality. But considering he uses this story to ask his fans for more money, it's possible that this didn't happen. However, a few weeks after this announcement, there is record of a different arrest. Not for stealing, but for disorderly intoxication.
You know, so see, you can look at somebody... You could look at somebody in like their eyes and you'd be like, that guy's not terribly bright, huh? So why wear sunglasses? Just in case my words weren't a sign enough. I don't want you guys to look at my eyes and be like, yeah, wow, it is dull. It's just nothing. Just a clear nothing behind those eyes. I can't even. It's fucking bright. I can't. These stage lights, they're fine. I need to get new stage lights, dude. Something softer. I don't know. But make them look good. I don't know.
Other dark moments of this documentary include him acknowledging the toll the alcohol takes on his body, revealing that the one time he had to get his stomach pumped wasn't from any unusual stunt, but instead from alcohol.
160 proof is pretty beefy. I mean, that Everclear is 150. And I hated that. That's gross. That shit's gross.
Poisoning. Specifically, he drank Devil Springs, a bottle of 160 proof, and after, he became lethargic and passed out, only to wake up with a tube down his throat. He adds that the alcohol is what makes him seek out other drugs, mentioning that the 2 times he smoked crack in his life were a direct result of being on a bender.
The only 2 times I ever smoked crack in my life was when I was drunk. I would never even think about walking down the street looking for a bump at 4 in the morning going like this.
Overall, the documentary paints a pretty grim picture of a man who no longer...
So the guy smokes crack. Probably pretty regularly.
Had any reason to take care of his health and well.
Let's look at Shoe Nice. What is this, fast food? Okay, I want to see Shoe Nice in his good times, right? I want to see Shoe Nice the champion. Catfish bait. That's fucking gross, dude. Is there videos like a most popular? What is this? Is everything AI?
Herself.
Is everything goddamn AI? I want to watch him like slam vodka or something. Give me a second, guys.
Perfect deflection. Onlookers were impressed that she had seemingly been unfazed, barely even reacted.
I don't know what. Okay. Shoe Nice slams Everclear bottle. We're gonna watch. See, look. I'm not gonna do this. I'm never going to do anything like this. But you saw me take a shot of Everclear, and I winced, and Jess did not. And I made the joke. I was like, "Yeah, well, you're used to swallowing gross things," but like. He's going to do it in a
Hey everyone, Shoe Nice again. A liquor vid to end all vids. You guys ready? Let's do this.
I don't know why they allow this on YouTube, because it seems like a self-harm video, but YouTube is retarded. It's filled with retards. It's run by retards. Yep. Okay.
Overconsumption. May. On your mark. Get set. Should I? I'm right.
No one is checking on him. Nobody is there checking on him. Nobody's like, oh my God, Shoe Nice. It's like some hot chick. It's in his head. It's in it. No one gives a shit about you. Because if they did, they'd be like, no, don't do that. You crazy son of a bitch. You could die. I'm kind of surprised he didn't. I'm really surprised he didn't. How did he not die from that? Why? 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 Oh, I'll show you why. 1.2 milli. Hold on. Right there. 1.2 milli. Yo. Right there. Hey, whatever. He was bringing in the big bucks. And can you do that? Do you have a 1.2 million vid? I don't have anything close to that. He's famous. He's rich and famous and well respected in his craft. So yeah. Yes.
Well-being. As a result, he regularly risked his life for content because he had nothing better to do. For those who
this is suicide. I would call that a suicide attempt, and I would have this guy Baker acted or something like that. I'd be like, this, even if you're a seasoned alcoholic, this is still insanely dangerous. But he did it.
who are only looking at the surface of Shoe Nice's online presence where he was eating weird things and being funny, things were normal. Well, normal for his standards, with him doing things like painting his entire head white and eating lit matches for a Guinness World Record. But under
O'Neill says, I drank an entire bottle of 151 in one night. I don't remember that night. 151, like an entire, like a 750, like a 750, not a handle. You didn't, there's no way. But you drank like a 750 at 151. That's I believe you, but like, that is reckless.
Underneath it all, it wasn't hard to see that Chris was really struggling with the loss of his family, but people weren't calling him out for this. If anything,
you think it was water? Dub, you think it was water? I'm sure a lot of YouTubers do drink water. I don't think he was one of them. I don't think he's got the smarts to pull prank like tricks like that.
they empathized and felt bad for what he was going through. What they didn't feel bad for was his
Forest Mommy, we know it's real when you drink on stream. It's also real when I drink on stream. I'm not doing it to impress people. I just do it.
shameless grifting. In this video,
I'm just doing it to make me comfortable. And also sometimes because people pay me to do it.
he asked for money to buy weed and beer, being very, very upfront about it. I'm not sure if this is better because he's no longer lying about how he uses the money, or if it's
How about this? I will drink an entire glass of water on stream right now.
worse because he doesn't even care enough to come up with a real
You guys want to see that?
excuse. In the same month as the
I'm
documentary
going to be so hydrated. It's going to be wild.
on him came out, someone uploaded a video compiling all the known instances of Shoe Nice scamming his fans, which naturally a lot of people were unhappy about. Chris can be seen asking for sums as measly as $100, followed by a former fan revealing that Shoe Nice
$100 is not measly. I'll take $100. Fuck yeah, I'll take $100. What are you talking about?
once asked him for $500, supposedly because Chris's car had been towed. Under the belief he would be paid back soon, this guy sent him the money, and within 3 days, Chris asked for another $500, but he was never paid back, probably because Chris never intended to.
Why would you do that? No, I'm not going to pay you back. No, if you send me money, I'm not giving you that money back.
Chris didn't even try to keep his story straight, as he would often outright admit to his lenders that he used the money to buy more drugs. In the Vice documentary, he claimed to regularly get $400 or even more.
What's a tampon? He did. It's supposed to go up your butt, retard.
Or by deploying his talents at local bars. But based on these witness accounts from people who gave him money, it seems he made his living very differently than what he told the journalists. After his peak in popularity around the middle of 2012, his growth seriously slowed down, dampening his dreams of going viral for his stunts and becoming a millionaire. For the next couple years, he didn't lose any of his following and got a decent amount of attention for his size, but due to his strained relationship with his community and the sheer strange and generally low production value of his content, becoming a huge channel.
Hey, we got something in common. Low production value. Strained relationship with his community. Big B for a $5. Thank you. Chug a can of Waterloo. Okay, honey.
Was simply not an option for him.
Sure, I'll do that. I'll chug it. This is, I'll get a freshie.
He made no effort to adapt his format to the new content standards on YouTube and instead continued to regularly e-beg for drugs.
Hey everyone, Shoe Nice again. Well, basically I lost my ATM card and I want to smoke more weed and get drunk still for Bike Week. So my PayPal information's below me. This isn't begging. You don't have to give me a dime. Don't give a rat's ass. I got rich fans out there with trust funds. They don't even miss 10.
My son says, hey, Dada, I'm staying up all night. No, you're not. You are absolutely not. No, you are not going to do that. All right, I got to show it on stream. Right? Okay, what should I say? It's like Sulk or whatever. All right, here I go, guys. Woo! I'm crazy. Watch what I do. Okay, here I go. It's too bubbly. It's too bubbly. It's too bubbly. It's just, there's too many bubbles. I'm sorry.
Now, you know who you are. Please PayPal me some cash so I can...
It burns.
Go see the pot dealer. At least I'm honest. Jeez, thank you.
It's bad enough.
I tried. I legitimately tried, but no.
He was openly asking for drug money from...
You know what would make it a lot easier? If it had a lot more alcohol in it.
An audience that was mostly comprised of kids. But what makes...
Then I know when it's over, I'll feel really good.
Makes it worse is that he frequently talked about how his channel was meant to solve world hunger, and though he had some ideas on how he could accomplish this, none of them were realistic, nor did he ever try to put them into practice. It's also worth noting that he quickly deleted the videos in which he asked for money, clearly so he could hide his dark habits from anyone who hadn't seen them. Harkening back to the claim that being drunk made him look for other substances, around this time he posted a video of himself taking MDMA, which he said he'd never done before. This was very concerning and yet another sign of his rapidly deteriorating health.
I can't chug continuously in my case. Yeah, I mean, like, it's seltzer water. It's very, it's like, if it was beer, it might be different, but I don't know. I'm not going to chug a beer. I do have beer. I'm not going to chug a beer.
He lamented not having seen his son in years, but given his recent behavior, that wasn't going to change anytime soon. Meanwhile, on Twitter, he was threatening to delete his videos if his network didn't loan him $500. While media networks definitely have a bad history of exploiting the people who make the mistake of signing with them, what's strange here is that he's only...
Don't sign with people. Especially if you're a musician, never, ever, ever sign with anybody. Like, music contracts will only take advantage of you. And they'll kill you, too. They'll fucking kill you. Like, record companies, like music labels, they will fucking kill your ass. Like what happened to the one guy with the hair. Yeah. It happened to Amy Winehouse and fucking Jimi Hendrix, and it happens to a bunch of people. You see, what happens is the record company, once you get to about a certain age, which is like roughly 27, most of your great work is behind you, right? And when an artist dies, there's a huge bump in interest from the public, right? And so their record sales shoot through the roof. And also, when their artist dies, all of those rights revert back to the record company as well. So it's far more profitable for a well-known artist to die after the age of 27, around the age of 27, than it is to keep them alive. It's far more profitable. They've been doing this for like 80, not 80 years, but like 60 years, a long ass time. This has been a running thing. And now they don't pay you dick. Record labels don't pay you shit. Don't do it. You're going to be poor. You might be poor. Don't do it, man.
Asking for $500 in the form of a loan.
XXXTentacion. I was going to say the gay rapper, but that doesn't really narrow it down. Tupac. Biggie Smalls, yeah. All the time. It's very common. It is a very common practice. It is like a public secret.
Not even a direct payment. This clearly suggests that this wasn't some kind of dispute over money owed.
Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, Shannon Hoon. Jim Morrison, there's a lot of questions about Jim Morrison. Jim Morrison, first of all, he shouldn't have been, he got famous. He was part of the whole MK Ultra thing, right? His dad was part of that Vietnam War, the Gulf of Tonkin incident. He was involved in that. And Jim Morrison was in like MK Ultra since he was like a kid, and they were like, let's put him out there. And yeah, they were going to kill him eventually. But that has less to do with the music industry and more with political, like world controlling kind of psyop kind of bullshit, right? They're trying to control people's minds and shit. The same thing with the entire hippie movement.
To him, because if that was the case, he just asked to be paid. Instead, this was another case of him being desperate for drug money and doing things.
Oh, look what he did. He actually figured it out. Now it's the right way around. Good job, idiot.
Don't really make sense to get it. Still, it does seem he genuinely fell for the trap of multi-channel networks, which were really popular around the time, and ultimately just took money from...
Ardenshire says record labels might pay 12 cents on the dollar. You're better off selling CDs on the street. Yeah, 12. Yeah, I mean, it's not. Don't fuck with that. Don't. You are better off just trying to sell your own music and like running your own career. If you sign with a record label, they will fucking screw you, or they will possibly kill you. Which does happen. If you get successful enough, they'll kill you. Just because it makes them more money, and they don't care about you. You're not a person to them. You're just a line item. right? They'll kill you. They don't care about your music. They don't care about your vision. They'll say that. They don't give a shit.
Creators without providing much value to them. At first, he posted videos promoting and singing the praises of his network, but then he revealed he couldn't leave his contract and was making 30% of what he used to through YouTube, with the rest of it going to the network. This was just
YouTube is also, but the thing about YouTube is there's competitor sites popping up all over the place. So now they're actually getting pressure and stuff. So at least there's that.
One of the major problems Chris was facing in
But YouTube would happily screw you completely over as well. I don't even fuck with YouTube. I mean, I have it, it's there, but I don't fuck with you.
2014. As just a few months into the year, he actually got into his first YouTube beef with someone by the name of Ted Barris. Ted claimed that Chris faked his alcohol slam videos, pointing to things like the bottles already being cracked by the time the camera started rolling, as evidence that Chris had replaced the alcohol with something else. But this was the lightest of Ted's.
I don't get YouTube or like internet beefs. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. I'm not interested in beefing with you. I'm so not. I understand why people do it, and it's not because I don't think it's personal. I honestly just don't think it's personal. I think it's just they're trying to drum up intrigue and drama and shit like that. That's why they do it. I don't think it's like, oh, I hate this guy so much. Or I think it's just like, I'm trying to start something to draw more attention to my channel. I think that's what that is. It has to be. It has to be that. Because I'm like, why do you care? You know how many people are out there like streaming or doing videos and stuff like that? And then you're like, I'm going to beef with this particular individual. Ooh, that one, I hate him the most. Don't watch him. What do you know how many people I fucking hate on the internet? Most of them. Because most people naturally, inherently fucking suck. Most people are garbage. Just naturally. They're just terrible. They're stupid. They're stuck up. They're self-centered. They're garbage. That is a generalization of human beings. Okay? So if I could easily go out and I could just stroll around the internet and I'd be like, you know what? This guy seems like a fucking asshole. I'm going to spend my life, I'm going to spend my career focusing on him. Making it about him. Why? Why would you do that? Why would you do that? I don't understand why you would do that. Oh, because it's like a YouTube, it's a strategy. Suck all of my nuts. Suck all of my nuts and all of my asshole. The entire thing. At the same time, preferably, but, you know, it would be difficult to manage. But if you can pull it off, fuck off. I don't understand it. I really don't understand beefing with people on the internet. I hope I don't. I hope somebody doesn't like piss me off enough, bad enough, which I try not to do that. I honestly do. I really do honestly do. Sometimes it doesn't always work, right? Some people do get angry at the things I say. But don't watch me.
Accusations. As in a video he posted,
like most people, don't watch me.
In March of that year, he claimed that Chris scammed kids, had outstanding warrants in New York, and
Dan Snot, I have beef with you, but I know you in person. I hate you as a person, not as a YouTube personality. You know, not as somebody, oh, Dan Snot and his videos, I don't know why they get so much traffic. I hate him so much. No, I saw you as a person, and I sneered. I'm like, ugh. I'll beat your ass now.
Most damning of all, he claimed that someone who personally knew Chris accused him of being a creep. This was the beginning of Chris's war against Ted Barris, which is ongoing to this day.
Ted Barris and his homosexual love.
Forest bombing. Yeah, once you meet a person, you can fully hate them. You can truly, you're like, oh, I get the full experience. There's smells associated with it, right? There's an aura. Right? There's a sense about you that I generally dislike. Okay, yeah. A video is just, it's just too easy just to look away and be like, yep, I don't care. Don't care about you. I got much bigger problems in my life. You know who my number one enemy is? This guy. This guy right here. I fucking hate that dude. He's constantly like, you know, moping around and being like, overthinking shit, being neurotic, ticking wild things out into the... I just do that sometimes. Sometimes I just shout random nonsense from like the other room. My wife is like, are you all right? I'm like, yeah, of course I'm... Well, I mean, that's a loaded question. None of your business. Just get real uppity with her.
Yes, blame Ted Barris for me leaving YouTube. Fucking suck my YouTube, kiss my Google. You will never see a fucking video on here again. Blame Ted Barris, people. Go in the link below me because I have a new website and Lively. And like I said, Ted Barris is the blame for this. The fucking chilly fucking idiot.
Later on in the year, after having...
I'm not going to Saudi Arabia for fucking WrestleMania. You're out of your mind. You're out of your mind.
Having fallen for and subsequently denounced all channel networks, Chris somehow found himself in a different kind of network, a pyramid scheme. And you can tell that's what it is because the guy he had on to explain it began by immediately saying it definitely wasn't a pyramid scheme. I wasn't able to find any...
It is a reverse funnel. Reverse funnel.
...of Chris's video where he talked about this scam again, so I'm guessing this was just one of the many videos he...
Yeah, there's another thing. You can always tell when they're staged. It's probably staged.
...quietly deleted and pretended never existed. A while after, one of Shoe Nice's detractors decided to call up the guy Chris was doing the pyramid scheme with, and he had this to say.
I am so pissed off at this. I had contacted Shoe Nice before that because he had mentioned he was going to come out to Denver. He's like, well, can you help me get out there? So I paid for a train ticket. Yeah, get him out here. He says, I just need a couple nights at the hotel. Okay, fine. It has ended up being lie after lie after motherfucking lie.
As much as this...
I didn't understand that. It was really loud in my ears, and it hurts my ears, but like I didn't understand it.
...solidifies how much of a compulsive liar Shoe Nice is. I gotta give him credit for owning his own partner in a pyramid scheme. You don't see that every day. As for the accusations that have been raised regarding him being some kind of creep, they came from someone called Wheezy, who had taken part in many of Shoe Nice's videos. And I really want to clarify...
Wheezy, huh? Wheezy. That's Wheezy. Are these Wisconsin people? These are like upper Midwest people, aren't they? These people have a very distinct... I think they're majority German, right? They're Germans. And I'm a little German too. Like, it's just... But like... Not that I have a problem with Germans. But like, these people have a very distinct look about them. And I don't like them. I don't like upper Midwest people. Minnesotans, people like that. I'm not the hugest fan. People from Ohio, I don't like. Generally, I'm sure there's somebody from Ohio I think would be absolutely lovely. But you guys know that when I talk about these things, I don't mean everybody. I just mean most of them, the majority. And that's how I live my life. Like a racist. Because that's what I am.
Here that these accusations should be taken with a major grain of salt. In the video promoting the pyramid scheme, Chris revealed he was in Denver.
Cyberpunk says, fine, fuck you too, John. Mute yourself. Well, there you go.
He first came into contact with him. During the time he spent being friends with him, Wheezy noticed a few...
Why don't you go smoke inside of your double wide?
strange things about him. For example, he never...
With those fucking wood panels and popcorn ceilings.
...saw Chris with a woman, yet he'd heard...
Ew!
...him on the phone with someone saying extremely explicit things. In one instance, Wheezy asked Chris why he never brought the girl on the phone around, but Chris just blew the question off without providing any real answer. A few weeks later...
I don't know who Karmic X is.
And after...
I don't know. Who is that?
Several more calls of the same kind, they suddenly stopped, with Chris claiming that he decided to break up.
A little bit of Swede, too. Okay, I can see that. They're a little Swedish. Okay.
Up with this mysterious girlfriend. When that happened, Wheezy claims he started getting comments on his channel from this girl and decided to talk to her. As they spoke, she apparently said she was 21, but that she first got with Chris 5 years prior when she would have been 16.
I have vaulted ceilings. You don't own vaulted ceiling. What are you talking about?
According to Wheezy, during this...
Is that a... I'm sorry, is that a Midwest thing? He said... Cyberpunk says, at least we have vaulted ceilings. At least I have vaulted ceilings. Oh, you person... So you don't live in a... Okay. Okay, well, yeah, okay, there you go. That is better. That's better, yeah.
Relationship, Chris pretended to be romantically interested in her mom so that he had an excuse to keep going to her place. Eventually, Chris came clean to the girl's mom, admitting that he was into younger girls, at which point she no longer allowed Chris to visit them. Wheezy...
What? Hold on. Why? Well, I'm confused. I'm sure I'm confused.
He adds that while Chris was still living in a hotel in Florida, he was notified that a detective was looking into him, at which point he fled to Denver and continued to talk to the underage girl over the phone for a while. Now, I want to reiterate here that these accusations have no direct proof, and I personally...
Look... Why would a 15-year-old girl be interested in you? I don't understand that. Like, when I see these pedophiles and stuff like that, I'm like, why? Why? Why this guy? You can't find like a boy at your school? This guy. I don't get it. This guy.
I've not seen anything that leads me to believe that Chris is a creep. But obviously, even having a story like this is pretty concerning, since you can try to make amends and come back from...
I know, right? What the fuck? Maybe 15-year-old had bad parents? Has bad parents? I mean, sure, they could have bad parents, but like, are they blind? Are they retarded? Are they huge? Are they super fat? They bullied a lot in school or something like that? Do they have no social graces whatsoever? When I was 15, I had like relationships with people and stuff like that. There was social dynamics. There's friend groups and stuff like that, and like tangential friend groups and stuff like that. There was a dynamic, you know? This guy. This guy? Can't find anybody in your own town roughly the same age. If you go for a 50-year-old alcoholic, I don't even know if he's 50. 40? 45? He's 22. That's fucking weird too. Right? You go, like there's a high school party and then like the 25-year-old shows up and they're like, what the fuck?
Being a liar or a scammer, especially when you're struggling with addiction.
You guys ever been, like, were you ever at like a high school party, like when you were in high school, obviously, and then like a much older dude shows up, and you're like, what the fuck is this guy doing?
But these kinds of accusations aren't the kind you can come back from if you can't disprove them. Which begs the question, how did Chris respond? I'll let you see for yourself.
There ain't nothing you gonna me, Wheezy. I'll destroy your world, dude.
Hog Dog says at 14 we were throwing house parties. It was like the Kid Play movie every weekend in high school. Yeah, I mean, like, it's just like I don't get it. I don't know.
I know. Facebook, cute little girl, nice high school, bro. Is that your daughter? It hurts. It hurts. I know. It hurts.
How is this not fucking? Look, I know he's playing the creepy music over it and stuff. I don't see it. I don't see how a girl in high school would be like, yeah, I'm into that. Okay, well, you need to. This is not a parent issue. You need to be in like a hospital, or you're fucking crazy. You're crazy, aren't you? You're fucking bananas. You're crazy. Because, like, you know, a 15-year-old girl can still be fucking crazy. Obviously. You've met him, I met him, right? That's it. You're fucking crazy. You're fucking crazy. And that's why nobody at your high school likes you. So you go on the internet and you look for fucking this guy. What the fuck? Whoa.
My son's a bag, so when you ripped on him, I didn't care. I'm gonna f her in the ass, bro. I'm gonna f her in the ass.
There's really nothing.
Damn, what a fucking loser, dude. Yeah, I mean, like, look, you shouldn't feel bad for this person because he's a fucking piece of shit. But I feel a little bad for him. He's a piece of shit. But there's something in my heart that's like, oh man, what are you, fucking 45 something? And your life is just, you shouldn't be like this. You should have like a wife and kids, and they should be happy, and you should have like a somewhat fulfilling career, and you know, a house, and like, a lot of things went wrong. But then I would feed him into a fucking wood chipper. I would feel bad. I'd be like, this is just a tragic case, but I'm like, you cannot be a part of society. That's it. You don't belong here, right? You don't belong. He was weird back in high school. And now that he's fucking 20 years later, 30 years later, shit has not changed. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. I'm not saying you should do that. Not saying, because I think legally I have to say don't do that. There's certain laws. But you know,
Thing I could say to make this look worse than it already does. Of course, once again, I want to remind you all that Wheezy's claims are just allegations. No evidence has been provided to the public. Therefore, don't just believe it.
He definitely didn't make much of his YouTube career. Did you expect him to? I'm sure he thought he was going to be a millionaire. He's like, I'm going to eat the craziest shit and travel the world and shit like that. But he's just got a problem. He's sick. He's just a sick individual. What are you gonna do? Reagan, thank you, Reagan. He would be in a hospital. If Reagan didn't come by and fuck the whole country up and like, you know, remove protections for the working class and, make machine guns legal and fucking released a bunch of insane people out on the street and stuff like that. This guy would be in a hospital and I'd have 2 MAC-10s and they'd be spicy, dude. They'd be fucking, it'd be sick. It would be sick. But this is thanks, boomers. Again, thank you, boomers.
One of the things that was provided to
my boomer father loves Reagan. Loves him. I'm like, okay.
Supposedly incriminate Chris is a set of YouTube comments supposedly made by this girl herself, where she called him a PDF file and compared him to Bill Cosby. Now, this isn't directly related to the matter at hand, but on the topic of Shoe Nice and Bill Cosby, my lawyers have informed me that I have to show you this masterpiece.
Oh, and he gave amnesty to illegal aliens. Reagan also did that. Amnesty. Fuck Reagan. He fucked everything up.
No, Your Honor. I did not put the pill in the drink. I put it in the Jello pudding because it's so good.
Eventually, the supposed...
Was that him in blackface doing Bill Cosby? I thought it was actually Bill Cosby. I
did not put the pill in the drink. I put it in the Jello pudding because it's so good.
Eventually, the supposed victim herself made a video.
Am I like this? Am I coming across like this? You guys legit like fucking... Do I not have the self-awareness? Am I coming across like that? Be fucking for real. I know you guys call me gay and shit all the time. Am I coming across like that? I need a dose of reality. I need some self-awareness. Because if I'm like that, I'll stop. I'll stop doing this. I'll never sit down in this chair again. We'll bring in Steven Seagal. People have been asking for him. I don't have his number, but I'm sure Farrell can handle it. Where is Farrell? What is she doing? She's blacked out on some guy's lawn, isn't she?
Addressing the accusations.
She's face down, blacked out drunk. That's my girl. I hope she watches this episode.
Leave Shoe Nice the fuck alone. First of all, he's innocent.
Okay.
He's never me. Understood?
What's of note here is that she doesn't explain her connection.
Okay, Teja says your perception can't be higher than 3, John. Okay, so I'm not coming off like that. Okay, cool. Awesome.
Connection to Shoe Nice and doesn't really give any new information.
That's what that means, right?
Instead, she opts to say that Chris didn't assault her.
I'm sorry, I rolled low perception.
Which was not the only accusation being made. More so that
I walk into shit a lot, right? People sneak up on me really easily.
He was groomed. Because of her strange demeanor, many people thought that she might have still felt some attachment to Chris and made this defense of him as a desperate attempt to earn his approval. Regardless of speculation about her mannerisms.
Where is that bitch? Goofy says, this one? Albuquerque? Does Albuquerque sound like a good guess? She seems like somebody that would live in Albuquerque. Any other guesses?
The burden of proof is on the people making the claim that Chris groomed her. As far as solid evidence of him doing anything to a minor, there doesn't appear to be anything concrete establishing that Chris did something to this girl. He did eventually threaten to file a lawsuit against Wheezy, but it doesn't seem like anything came of it. One poster who claimed to have closely followed the story did say...
Oh, is this in Kiwi Farms? Kiwi Farms. Some people need to fucking get a life. I mean, that's saying that. It's coming, like, okay, I understand the irony. I really do. But there's people on Kiwi Farms that will write up 20-page dossiers about a particular creator and all the shit that's going on in their lives and stuff like that. And there will be other people that read it. Sometimes thousands of those people that read line after line after line after line of this he say, she said bullshit that, I don't know, they're just, it's a gossip website. And I've gone there a few times. I've checked it out. Sometimes I'm like, oh, that's salacious. Go on. But it just seems like, it seems stupid. This seems retarded. But people do it. It's a crazy place.
I can also confirm that Shoe Nice has done some shady stuff in the past in that regard, having made numerous advances over Facebook towards underage girls, openly admitting to touching himself to not safe for work images of underage girls, and claiming that doing it was not a crime in one video. The Facebook accounts he had...
Yeah, it is. That's a crime. Yeah, touching yourself to pictures of underage girls is a crime. Right? I mean, like, pornographic images, of course, yes, right? But, like, if you're going into, like, the Toys R Us catalog and being like, oh, hell yeah, dude, that's worse. Well, it's not worse. It's not better. It's definitely not better. Trust me, I am not condoning that. That's just like, I'm trying to think if that's illegal. Because I don't know how they would catch you. Be like, yeah, we noticed you've been stealing all the Highlights magazines out of the dentist's office. What are you doing with those, sir? And he's just there with a bottle of Jergens. Nothing, man, nothing. I don't know if Highlights magazines have pictures of kids. I don't know.
He had several years ago were extremely creepy, with most of his fan base being teenage girls. Numerous people have come out saying he made inappropriate advances over Facebook Messenger when they were underage. There's been no shortage of accusations in that department. Despite how extreme these accusations were, they stayed well out of the spotlight due to the confusing nature of the never-ending beefs Shoenice had with a dozen people in the eating weird stuff and slamming alcohol community, which was and is an actual community on YouTube, believe it or not. One particular
people what eat strange things, yeah.
Other beef that got a lot of traction comes from a video by
what Jess is good nighting. Oh, my wife Jess. Jess, I didn't say you can go to sleep.
By someone named Tubes in 2017, where he claimed he made some thumbnails for Shoenice but was never paid. Instead, he got emails from Chris saying that he only had $2 in his PayPal because his ex-wife took all of his money, and that asking to
how'd she get your PayPal? I don't know how it works.
Get paid for the thumbnails he made was tantamount to scamming an old veteran trying to end global hunger. The worst part of this is despite
scamming an old veteran trying to end global hunger. Okay.
Having just shamelessly scammed this guy, he continued to try.
Miami MILF is going to bed. Well, it is pretty early, so yeah.
Try and trick him into making
I'm surprised you're awake now.
Even more thumbnails for him for free. In one of his
I'm kidding. Miami MILF. I hope you have a lovely night's rest. And I'm not even going to say anything on top of that. That's me. My mouth is shut. Hit the like button. Do it.
Emails, he said, I figured you would just like the fact you'll be known.
I'm not going to be mean just because I have the opportunity and the motive. And you know, the means. I'm not going to do that. I'm not some sort of monster.
The Shoenice's thumbnail master until 2030. At this point, Chris had over...
By the way, are you going to sleep in a sarcophagus?
500,000 subscribers and was regularly...
Okay, that was it. That's all. That's all I'm going to do, all right?
Pulling in tens of thousands of views on every video. Right? Yet, his behavior hadn't changed the least bit since 2012. The lying never stopped or slowed down, regardless of how successful or not he was. It's hard to tell whether or not he kept scamming people out of habit, or if he truly blew through all...
That's all I need to do. Now, Miami MILF, just lay down, put your teeth in that cup next to your bed, and then have a beautiful night's rest.
All of his money so fast, he had to scam people all the time to keep feeding his habits. What's interesting is that Tubes' video came out at a time when exposés about people who were scammed by bigger creators were at an all-time.
Look, I said I was not going to do it, and then I didn't do it. I was just being completely serious, all right?
So despite how irrelevant Shoenice was at the time, the video got to 500,000 views, prompting Shoenice to respond in the only way he knew.
Tubes, he can't fight.
Hey, Rick, I'm not starting over.
I'm off here
no, I'm going to end the show.
And gets ripped off, so he must be a...
There's no reason to start over. Miami MILF is going to bed. Why would I be here?
He eventually did cough up $50, but not without
the only true fan of my show that hasn't called me gay once.
Assaulting Tubes in the process.
I want to see if she calls me gay now. I don't know if she will.
Such a loser.
I don't know if she will.
You said you were eating
she might not. I
toast
don't know.
when I caught you on Facebook out at a bar.
The last significant blip in popularity happened for Shoenice in 2015, when he took part in a Tosh.0 episode that got to almost 2 million views. But after that, he became increasingly desperate for attention, being somewhat self-aware that his YouTube fame was long gone. In 2016, he tried to become a UFC fighter and fight Ted.
Oh, I would love to see it. Oh, I would love to see it. But they both have to slam a bottle of Everclear before they go into the ring. Both of them. Because I think that would really level the playing field. I think Shoenice can actually handle his liquor pretty well. I mean, the liquor handles him because he can't live without it, right? He'll actually start to shake and convulse and like bite his tongue off. But like the other guy, he might just stumble out of the middle of the ring and then just die. Just die from it.
Barris, which technically would make him early to...
Oh, Miami MILF says, I don't think you're gay. No one can be gay and be married to Jess. You talking about my beard? Works like a charm.
The influencer fighting
Works
game,
like
which is
a
pretty funny
charm.
to think about. But like hundreds of other business
Like
ventures
a
and content
charm.
ideas that Shoenice proposed, nothing ever came of it. Another one of his schemes was when he...
Now you put some nice music on your, what are those, a sonograph? You know, what are the things with the wheels that go around and go there? A phonograph? That's what it is. See, I don't know.
He hooked up with the Brown Bag Boys to sell brown bags with his name on them.
Can we all agree that it's actually pretty impressive that Miami MILF types all this on a rotary phone? Right? Just very quick with it. I would like to see that.
It's pretty difficult to figure out what he was actually trying to do here because while it initially looks like he's going to start selling merch, you realize the only product he's promoting is literally a brown paper bag. At the same time, he's encouraging...
I'm done. I don't think I have any more. They might come. They might not.
...people to buy his bags.
Good night, because it might be your last.
Says you're supposed to bring the bag to a party that they're going to host.
Not like I'm
fill
threatening you. It's just like you're very advanced in your chronological age. So it's gonna
food to donate to the homeless.
You know,
but
for all of us, it might be our last. But for her, it's a lot more likely.
Near the end of the video announcement,
I'm not saying anything. All right, I'm not saying it. I'm not gonna. What? Like I'm gonna sneak into Miami MILF's house and then, smother her with a pillow and then take her hard candies out of that dish that have been there for years and be like, this is all one solid candy. This is one solid. No one has taken one of these in years. And then I'm gone. Not gonna do that.
And he then straight up asks for donations, no paper bag required. He claims that
it's all one solid candy.
Proceeds will all go to
not getting a lot of business.
Charity, but doesn't say what charity or how he's going to distribute the money to that charity. I'm not even sure that the Brown Bag Boys exist because if you look up that name, you find absolutely nothing. I don't know what kind of schizophrenic scam he was trying to pull off here, but fortunately, I don't think it really fooled anyone into sending him anything. But his behavior didn't limit itself to scams, as around 2016, he began threatening to leave YouTube forever or start uploading to other platforms, usually blaming one of his enemies and telling his audience to go harass them, even though at that point, he had lost whatever loyal following he
Teja says everyone dies, John, but not everyone can avoid paying their taxes. I would say very few people can avoid paying their taxes.
He once had who may have been interested in doing that. Later on,
and yes, some people don't die.
In 2016, he took part in an episode
Boomers. They do both.
Of the Painkiller Already podcast, which
have you ever noticed that boomers make it a sport to pay as little in taxes as possible? Like, they have all kinds of tricks. Like, they're really honestly very good at it. But, like, they have all kinds of tricks to dodge taxes. It's amazing. And they'll talk to each other about dodging tax. It is their game. They love dodging taxes.
Which was by far one of the largest.
And I would, too. Don't get me wrong. If I had the money to actually, do that and to make a difference, then yeah, of course. But I don't.
Just pieces of pure exposure Shoe Nice had ever gotten. While it does seem he managed to keep himself sober for the recording, his compulsive lying was also kicking into high gear. When the topic of money was brought up 10 minutes into the episode, he went on a tangent about being bad with money because he just gave so much to the homeless. He felt too bad about having money to keep it for himself. Immediately after that, he drank some Elmer's glue. If ever.
I'm going to have a nice cup of Elmer's after this.
There was a sequence of events that summarized the entirety of Shoe Nice's life. This would be a perfect fit. When he finally got to addressing his haters who accused him of scamming people, he describes them as 6 drunk...
Yeah, Knob's dog. You are not somebody that should... Because, here's the thing about Miami MILF. I can make fun of her, and then she doesn't strain to hold back tears and furiously fight to defend herself in the chat. Okay, so maybe you should sit down.
Men who get on Google Hangouts to come up with conspiracies to destroy his life. Usually, Chris lies to get money for.
It is cringeworthy. We're not, dude.
Beer and weed, but when he's had his
so just Knob, I'm just Knob.
Fill of both, he just lies to make himself look good. Throughout the episode, he constantly brags about how much people loved his comedy, to the point where they'd clap and ask for encores when he got off stage, asking for another set from the guy who doesn't even get paid. Even in his fantasy world, he's still trying to paint himself.
There you go, Knob.
As an altruist who purposely doesn't take money from anyone. Then he goes on to brag about how good he is at fighting, despite never training in his life, because according to him, he was born a badass. It seems like whenever you let Shoe Nice talk for over 5 minutes straight, he reveals himself to be mentally 10 years old.
I just don't know why you're making fun of Miami MILF. She's just telling stories at the cash register in the grocery store because that's the only people she gets to talk to. You know, you don't need to like rag on her for that.
24-minute mark, he starts talking about
oh, great. She's writing a check. God damn it.
Leafy's commentary video about him, visibly upset about the fact it got way more views than his actual videos, claiming that YouTube was purposely punishing his channel because he had previously moved his content to a competitor platform. And perhaps the funniest part of the entire thing is when he tries to explain his e-begging on Facebook.
Trolls, I used to just make videos. You got to pay me $5 to be a friend of mine on Facebook.
For his mommy says Knobs is half gay. The bottom half. His mouth is for his marriage.
And I really didn't need it, but I knew haters would take them videos, and I formed hate on purpose.
Everything below the belt. That's Pleasure Town, right? That's for the bathhouse.
Purpose, because hate versus good, you know, it brings conflict, and conflict brings change, and I'm going to change the world through a YouTube community. So all my little haters, they'll be kneeling along the other masses.
Tejas says, Forest Mommy, 3/5 gay. Knobs is 3/5 gay. He likes black guys, which is a 3/5 compromise on how gay Knobs Dog is.
When I become the next Messiah.
It's pretty funny. It's a pretty funny joke.
It's kind of weird. Hold on, can I take another hit?
I'm not saying it's accurate or anything like that. You know, it's just okay. All right.
What is he hitting right now?
You know,
well,
just some tobacco.
And one of the funniest things he does is actually bragging about how many sources of income he has, from YouTube to merch to his proudest one, lifelong disability checks. In this instance, it's not that I doubt he has a lot of income sources, more so, I take issue with him neglecting to mention that his drug habit—
He's just an alcoholic. He's just a pothead alcoholic. He's just a degenerate. He's about as degenerate as you can get. He's just a degenerate. I think he's got a kid too, which is kind of sad.
It's instantly pulverize all the money he gets.
Now back to Shoe Nice. Sorry, Knob.
Another highlight of the podcast is when one of Shoe Nice's long-standing lies that he's told both in the Vice documentary and his appearance on the Tosh.0 show was unceremoniously destroyed.
So I got a question for you. I watched the Vice documentary. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
And I guess you used to live with either your wife or a serious girlfriend, and she kicked you out because she couldn't handle the fame.
Yeah,
she couldn't handle the fame.
I lied about that on
I thought you
couldn't handle the fame. People are not gonna. Knobs Dog, drink this. Knobs Dog, eat this. I found the worm. Can you eat it for me? Is that the kind of fame you're talking about?
Vice? Yeah, it was actually from my pill addiction. That's right.
Okay, so it was from things he was eating. They were just Vicodin.
Yeah. Okay. I was breaking up prostitution.
Honestly, it's not surprising since the idea that his wife would rather her son grow up without a dad than deal with fame was always asinine, but it is a bit...
Bitches love fame. Bitches love being married to a famous guy. Right? Actually, that's an actual question, right? Right?
It's shocking how nonchalantly he admits to having lied for years to hide his pill addiction. Don't get me wrong though, this isn't Chris taking accountability for being on pills, as he immediately goes on to blame the hospital that gave him those pills after he broke his back. He then pretends that he quit.
I don't get that. Like, dude, okay, like, you know what? I hate that. That fucking pisses me off. Because you know why? Because then people go into the hospital and they're like, have a broken foot or something like that. And they're like, I can't give you pills because you might get addicted to them because this fucking dickhead got addicted to them and he blames us for it. So what? I just have to deal with my fucking foot like this? Even though I wasn't gonna get addicted to pills? They're like, yeah, you gotta deal with that shit because this fucking asshole is like, I got addicted to pills because they were too good. Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, they're good. Yes, of course. It's not the hospital's fault. That's your fault. You decided to keep taking them. They're good. Yeah, they're drugs. That's literally what they're for. I mean, they're not. I mean, look. I like me a pill. You know, but like, I'm not addicted to fucking pills. Not like you're the problem. This asshole is the issue. That guy. Right there. If you're addicted to pills, stop fucking taking the pills. It's going to be hard. That's because you're addicted. Fucking deal with it. Start shivering now. Look, we all like to get itchy. Okay? We all like to get itchy. If it's becoming a problem, stop.
Quit pills and the alcohol with no issue, and says that only weak-minded people have a hard time quitting opiates.
John, there are 2 pills under your desk right now. I had to make sure. I got kids. I don't want them to get them.
Thing is, we know.
I want me to get them. I'd be like, you're blowing daddy's high. Get out of here.
His issues got much worse after his rise to YouTube fame. About an hour into the episode, he claims his YouTube career dwindling is fine because it's only a resume, as he's now working with a company with a tractor trailer full of equipment.
Forrest Money says, who can I blame when I was a cokehead? The coke was just fun, man. Exactly. It's just, yeah, drugs rule, dude. That's the nature of drugs. If you have a drug problem, it's not the drug's fault. It's not the person who gave them to you's fault. It's your problem. You have stop fucking doing that. Stop popping pills and shit like that. And trust me, I know it's hard. It's hard. You don't wanna. But if it's causing a problem, fucking deal with it.
Equipment, suggesting he was going to become an actor, something that I strongly doubt.
What was your question again, sir?
Background, 7 dudes I work with were snorting oxy like 5 years ago. 2 of them are supervisors now, and they are all now California sober. Well, there you go. Oxy was bad. I remember when I was in California, there was a time when oxy was bad, dude. Everybody was doing oxy. Yeah, that was a bad time.
How many times have you been arrested? And
oh yeah,
offenses?
Probably like I'd say 12. Well, one was for marijuana possession as a teenager. One was for breaking into my dad's house after he threw me out and having a house party, but he dropped the charges. Then I fought with the police a lot. That was 4 or 5 times.
Fought with the police a lot. What kind of retard does that? You think you're gonna win a fight with the police? No, you will not win a... No.
And then I broke out.
That's why no.
Battles with the law enforcement officers.
I was a hero to that city. I broke up a bad prostitution sting.
At this point, even if he wanted to get into the entertainment industry, he'd have a very hard time since he threw everyone he ever worked with under the bus, including Daniel Tosh. Despite how Daniel Tosh featuring him gave his online presence a real second wind, on PKA, Chris complained about having his improvised material cut out of the show, claiming that Tosh was envious of how naturally funny he was.
Okay. I don't think Daniel Tosh is that funny. That's just my personal opinion. Most people think I'm not very funny. That's your personal opinion. Everybody in my chat. Every single one of you. You just come for the gayness, right? You just come for the gay. I come for the gay and here I stay. That's what you say to yourself, right? There's a sign in your fucking kitchen. It's all written in flowery writing and shit like that. Instead of eat, pray, love or whatever, it's stay for the gay. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, I doubt Daniel Tosh was jealous of your comedy skills, sir.
He then added that Comedy Central didn't even pay him to stay 2 nights at a motel, which he found outrageous. When the topic of the military comes up, Chris brings up the story of him hitting a soldier with his car, but claims that he fabricated the story in the first place. And the truth is that he actually hit a camel. I don't know why he thinks admitting to having lied will make anyone trust that he isn't lying this time, especially when he's so pathological about it. It seems much more likely that the first story is true, given how upset he got when people made fun of him for it. And now he has a new explanation to get people off his back. Despite only taking part in 1 hour of this episode of PKA, more lore was dug up from this appearance than from 5 years of his content. Of course, the new set of tall tales he rattled off had a very negative effect, giving a lot of ammunition to his trolls, who went on to make entire compilations of every single time he scammed his audience. But due to him having nothing else going on at this point in his life, the next 2 years of his online activity were entirely made up of his eternal wars against other YouTubers. In one video, he can be seen drunk and lying on the dirt in some park, fighting.
Okay, so he doesn't get better. It's not like one of those things where it's like, oh, and the good ending is... No. He doesn't get better. He just gets worse and worse and worse until eventually he dies. I don't think he dies yet, but I don't think you need an update. Anyways, that's the show. Thanks for coming, guys. I appreciate everybody. Hit the like button. I would like that. Share it. Do things like that. I appreciate you guys being here. Thanks for watching. Come back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. Eastern Time for the Sulk stream once again. Until then, drink a lot of water, get a good night's sleep, and take care of yourselves. Because I care about you too. Love you guys. See you tomorrow. Good night.
I'm an incredible soul, unhinged and enraged like a bulldog's fierce growl. I'm spitting fire, burning through these trees, questioning the world, unraveling conspiracies, talking about big